Stream working out. All right, so I'm just testing all this thing out, just trying to see how everything is looking as far as for the Facebook and the YouTube, just trying to do all the streams at once. So we're just trying it all out. See how it looks. You see? See Elijah? We'll be starting up at 6 o'clock. So just remember, when it comes to this class, there's only three rules. So just take what I'm saying as truth, and then apply everything that I'm saying immediately. Take action immediately. And then the third thing is bring somebody to class on the next class. So this is a student-run class. So whatever y'all want to talk about or the things that y'all want to learn, all you got to do is just put that in the comments on either platform or in the chat, and then we'll go from there. So, and we'll be starting up in 4 minutes. So any topics that you got, you can go ahead and put that in the comments.
Hey.
So as you know, that this is pretty much about investing, financial literacy, learning about money, learning about business. So any type of questions that you got as far as business, or when it comes to investing or anything like that, taxes, the whole nine, you can put that in the comments. Yeah, so any type of topics that you got, anything that you have questions on. Yesterday we talked about, let's see, we mainly talked about passive income, and then we also talked about, it was pretty much like passive income is what we mainly talked about, but we also talked about building credit. So any type of questions that you got or concerns when it comes to financial literacy or anything like that, or making money, just put that in the comments. This is really just for the community, so that way the community can learn something about investing and finance. Let's see. Everybody that's coming into the chat, just know that this class is pretty much just for you as a student. So any type of questions that you got, anything that you would want to go over or you want to learn about, go ahead and please put that into the chat or into the comments on either platform, either on YouTube or on Facebook. So anything that you got that you would want to know, go ahead and put that in the chat. It can be anything from stock investing. It can be about trading. It can be about taxes, anything. So just know, full disclosure, this is not financial advice. So anything that I give you is just from my experience in life. And so we're just going to go from there. But this is all about what y'all want to talk about or what y'all want to learn. It could be about building or buying houses, anything. And 6 o'clock, we'll get started. All right, so it's 6. So we'll just go ahead and get rolling. So yesterday we did talk about passive investing. And so if anybody has anything, I'm not seeing any type of comments or anything like that right now on the Facebook. Let me go over here to the YouTube and see if somebody's got some questions over here. All right, I don't see anything yet. All right. Let's see. Let's get in here. All right, so I don't see anything there. So I'm just going to go over just a few things, and then maybe we can start to build on some discussion or on some things that y'all might care about. So yesterday we talked about passive investing or passive income. All right. So with passive income, we realize that the way that we get income is we pretty much work a job and we get a wage. That's how pretty much people know how to get income. So you get a job and you get a wage. Basically what we're doing is we're trading time for money. That's how most people know how to make money. Is trading time for money. But what we want to do is we want to trade money for time. And how we figured that out is that whenever we're trying to get income, we have to provide a service to somebody else. And the way that we provide a service is we solve somebody else's problem. All right. So we got service. We provide a service. And by providing a service, we are solving other people's problems. All right. So by solving other people's problems and providing a service to somebody else, what you get is you get income in return. So you get income in return. All right. So with this income, what most people do with this income is they spend it. Right? So people spend their income. But what we want to do, instead of spending the income, what we want to do is we actually want to buy assets. And assets, what we found out yesterday, assets are things that put money in our pocket. And we found out that assets put money in our pocket, whereas liabilities take money out of our pocket. So assets is what we want to buy. Assets put money in our pocket. But that's just active income. So active income, we are getting assets, and those assets put money in our pocket. But what we want to get is passive income. Passive income. And the way to get passive income is we have to get other people to help us solve other people's problems. So passive income, we get other people to solve, or we get other people to help us solve other people's problems. All right. So that's the way that we start to get passive income. We have to get other people to help us solve other people's problems. Now, one of the things that we found out yesterday was you could either hire somebody else, and an example of that, what we did yesterday was Fat, he was dealing with a pressure washing business. And so actually it was detailing company. So let's just say a detail job, it costs $100. He could make $100 in an hour, in 1 hour. But instead of him doing that 1 hour and him actually doing the work himself, what we decided to do was to hire somebody else. And then during that 1 hour, he could actually get another job for $100 in that same hour. And he could pay this guy $25. So $25 is what he could pay one guy, and he could pocket $75 off of this job, right? But then on the other job, he actually was able to pocket that whole $100 in that same hour. So he was able to make $175 instead of just $100 in an hour. So this $75 is an example of passive income. All right, so passive income. Another example of this is, say, instead of him working the other job, what he could have done was hired another person at $75 or at $25 an hour, and he could have pocketed $75 from that job, and so he could have gotten two jobs, and it would have been a total of $150 that he could have pocketed for himself. So that is an example of passive income because he got other people to help him solve other people's problems. Now, what most people think of passive income, when they think of passive income, they think of rental properties, they think of stocks, they think of bonds, they think of these other instruments when it comes to passive income. And so we talked about stocks yesterday. So we talked about a stock. A stock is an ownership of a company. So a stock is the ownership of a company. Oh, 3. I think something happened with that. The live. All right. Let's see. I think something had happened with the live. That's why we're testing it all out today. All right. think we're getting back. All right, I think we're back on. All right. All right, so now we're back on. So what most people think of is stocks or bonds, or they might think of certificates of deposit or CDs. They think of things that they can buy in the diverse marketplace. And that's sort of how people think. But we talked about stocks yesterday. So a stock is an ownership of a company. So ownership of a company. And how you gain that ownership is by purchasing shares. So you gain ownership by purchasing shares. The passive part of this is the thing called a dividend. So a dividend. We talked about dividends yesterday as well. So dividend. So a dividend is money paid out to shareholders. So money paid out to shareholders. That's what a dividend is. All right. So what you want to do is you want to purchase the share, and then you're going to hold that share, and then every 3 months, every 3 months or every quarter, you can get paid a dividend. And what that is just money paid out to shareholders. That's all a dividend is money paid out to shareholders. And most people don't think that that's real, but it's actually true. You can get paid from, let's just say, Walmart. So Walmart, you go to Walmart and you buy a share of Walmart. And when you buy a share of Walmart, you actually get paid a dividend or a check every 3 months. It's real. And you can also do this, say, with Microsoft, or you can do this with Comcast. There's a lot of different businesses out there like ExxonMobil or whatnot. Companies that allow for you to get paid every 3 months. And it's called a dividend. Hold on one sec. Somebody's coming for class. Hold on. All right. So with these dividends, what you can do, you can either take that money, you can pocket it, you can put it into your pocket, or what you can do is you can actually take those dividends and reinvest it into buying more shares, which in turn make you more wealthy. And then also what it can do is if you're buying more shares, then you also get more dividends, which in turn makes you more money. So that's something that you can do today. So my 3 main rules I have of this class is: 1, take what I'm saying as truth. 2, what I want you to do is I want you to apply what I'm telling you immediately. And then the third thing is I want you to bring somebody to class the next class. So with these dividends, what you can do right now, you can actually go, I think we talked about this yesterday, you can go onto an app called Acorns, and you can get the Acorns app. And what it does is it allows for you to, when you put money in Acorns, actually you don't even have to put money in the Acorns. All you have to do is link your bank account, your debit card or your credit card, but I think it's just your debit card. But you link your debit card to Acorns, and every single time that you swipe your card to buy, say, groceries or gas or whatnot, it will round to the nearest dollar. So let's just say it was a a $1.60 for an item, it will automatically round to the nearest dollar to $2, and it will take that extra 40 cents and put it into an investment for you buying shares of stock, which in turn can actually get you a dividend, which is free money. All right. So that's the first way for you to start to do this whole passive income thing. If you didn't have no business and you had anything like that, you could start here with, say, Acorns, get the app, and then you can actually start making some money today, or at least start to invest today. So that's just a one play for you right now. So we talked about passive income. We talked about how we deal with passive income. Go back in the video so that way you can actually see it, and you can talk and you can see how we got to income. Income is basically you're providing a service to somebody, and by providing a service, you're actually solving somebody's problem. And that's the reason why somebody's paying you money. But that's active income. And so what we want to do is we want to get passive income. The way that we get passive income is we get other people to help us solve other people's problems. That's how you get passive income. Another way that you can get passive income is by purchasing shares of stock. And remember, stock is just ownership of a company. So ownership of a company, that's all it is. Now, I really want y'all to, I haven't seen any comments on either side of what y'all want to talk about. This is specifically for you. This is not really for me. So what questions do y'all have? What are some things that y'all would like to talk about? Like, what are some items that matter to you when it comes to investing or business or making money? What are some things that you got? I just want to see I want to see the comments. If somebody can just put something on the Facebook chat, just so that way I can see what's going on. If anybody, I'm not seeing the chat. Because I see it on the YouTube, but I'm not seeing it on the Facebook chat. Let's see. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. So if y'all got any type of ideas or things, and this is really for y'all, you know, so what type of things do y'all want to learn about? What are some things that matter to you when it comes to investing, or some things when it comes to just business in general? You know, what are some things that you would like to know? Would you like to know about taxes? Would you like to know about anything? Like whatever you want to know, this class is specifically for you. And if you don't say nothing, then I'm gonna go over some other things that I think is interesting or important. Yeah, man, yeah, no problem. No problem. All right, so, and appreciate the feedback. So let's do it like this. I'm gonna talk about some things that I really think are critical while y'all are getting your ideas together. Put them in the chat. Just put some stuff in the chat of what y'all want to learn. And if y'all think that this is important or think that this is interesting, then that's cool. But yeah, y'all let me know. Feel free to stop me at any time. So here's some books. I like to read books, and here's some books for y'all to take for you, and so that way you can start to learn a few things. So one book is Financial Peace University. So Financial Peace. Sorry. Let's do Rich Dad Poor Dad. We'll do Rich Dad Poor Dad first. So Rich Dad Poor Dad. So it goes along with what we're doing. So Rich Dad Poor Dad. All right. So Rich Dad Poor Dad. This book is primarily about what we talked about yesterday: assets and liabilities. He also breaks down. So this book is written by Robert Kiyosaki, but this book pretty much breaks down a formula, a quadrant that sort of breaks down where you want to be at in life. But the main thing in this book, he talks about his life with his what he called his rich dad and his poor dad. His poor dad was his actual dad, his actual father, and who he called his poor dad. And his poor dad was a man that cared a lot about education, cared a lot about like formative education, going to college, working for the government. But his rich dad was an investor on the island of Hawaii. And so he learned so much from his rich dad. And so that's the reason why this book was primarily about his relationship with his actual father and his friend's father. So I definitely recommend you get that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Really good book. Another book is Richest Man in Babylon. Richest Man in Babylon. All right. So this book is fire. And the reason why I say this book is fire is just because, so this book is just timeless wisdom, but the biggest thing that he talks about in this book is pretty much expanding his loans over time with other people. So when he made some money, it's sort of like compound. He sort of talks about like compound interest a lot. So, but through loans. So he would loan people money, and then he would take those proceeds of those loans and then get more loans or loan more people money. And then over time, his wealth grew and grew and grew. But he learned this from, from trial and error from a lot of different things. But the book is primarily about that, about growing your wealth over time. So that's a very key, very important strategy, as well as building wealth over time. Let's see. Another good book is The Millionaire Next Door. Millionaire Next Door. All right. This book is a great book just because this book lets you know that the people that are actually millionaires, they are not the people how you think of a millionaire. Most people think of a millionaire as you're driving this nice Ferrari and you got the nice flashy clothes and everything like that. No, that's not what a millionaire really looks like. A millionaire primarily looks like me. You know what I'm saying? Like a millionaire just looks like a regular average person, lives in a modest house, 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, nothing crazy, has the same used car, but has investments, has assets, might have a nice home, a paid off home, and that's about it. And so that's what the typical millionaire is. So millionaire next door. It's not the flashy lifestyle, because when you have a flashy lifestyle, you got to keep that up and you got to pay for all the liabilities. All right. So millionaire next door, and I just keep it with this for right now. So these three books. So these three books, I highly recommend you get these three books. You can download them. You can actually go onto Google and you can download these three books, and you can get the PDF version. Or what I like to do is I like to get it on the audiobooks. And you can go on to YouTube and just put Rich Dad Poor Dad or Richest Man in Babylon or The Millionaire Next Door. And you can put those things in YouTube and just listen to the books. That's what I do. When I'm driving to work, I just listen to these books and call it a day. All right? Or books like this, I say. All right? So big concepts here is, so we'll just give brief summaries on these. Remember, assets and liabilities for Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Richest Man in Babylon is be the debtor, not the borrower. Be the lender and not the borrower. So that would probably be the concept for Rich Dad Poor Dad. I mean, for Richest Man in Babylon. And then the Millionaire Next Door is don't have an inflated lifestyle. Don't spend all your money on looking like you're rich. Just be wealthy. Call it a day. All right. So those are the 3 books. Hopefully this was helpful for you. So I don't see anything as far as things that people wanted to talk about today. So I'm not going to waste anybody's time. So hopefully this was helpful for you. We went back over some passive income strategies and then also ways that you can get started today. Just know that you can get dividends right now. You can buy shares of stock right now. You can go. You can also go on to Robinhood and you can buy shares of stock today. You really can. So the market is going to open up in the morning, and so you can place your orders tonight. So tonight you can actually buy, say, a share of a company that you say Walmart. Walmart ain't going nowhere. So you could purchase a share of Walmart. This is not financial advice. I'm just saying you could purchase a share of Walmart, and Walmart in 3 months is going to pay you a dividend. So now you know what a stock is. A stock is ownership of a company. You know that you get the ownership by purchasing shares. When you get those shares, you can get a dividend, and that dividend is free money for you. And when you get that free money, you can also reinvest that free money to buy more shares to get more dividends. All right. So you can do that today. I recommend you do it. You do something today. Take action today. If you don't do nothing else, take some action today for your life, for your future. Take some action today. And then after that, get some of these books. Download some of these books. Rich Dad Poor Dad, The Richest Man in Babylon, and The Millionaire Next Door. These are great books for you to start to expand your mind when it comes to investing, and expand your mind when it comes to just personal finance, right? It's called personal finance for a reason, because it's personal to you. All right. So I hope that this was helpful for you. If you have any questions or any type of ideas or things that you got, please feel free to send them. This class is for you. It's not for me. So it's all about you. Put the stuff in the comments. Whatever questions that you got, I will do my best to answer them. So hopefully this was helpful for you. And I hope that you have a blessed rest of your day. All right. So with that being said, as always, peace, one love. I'm out of here.